Mně se velice líbí, jak Igor ten dnešní program.
I really like how Igor put the program together, because I will start really on the ground, and then at the end we'll be really high up. So this is great. Why do I start really near the ground? You see it on the subtitle which I put in here. Yesterday we heard a lot about context and about abductions, but exopolitical aspect of the whole thing is different. We are concerned that this information gets to the public, and if it's not like that, then we are trying to find out why not, and we are trying to say why not. We heard that yesterday, for example, in the talk of Michael Sala, and I will try to show something like that in the Czech connotations. So, the target of my aims of my presentations. Are there some sightings of UFO about the Czech Republic? You could see yesterday already. Are there extraterrestrial contacts in Czech Republic? What type? Is public informed about them or not? And why? Where are the informations or files about UFO in Czech Republic? Where are they hiding? Are they with the researchers or in the army or with the secret services? You'll try to find answers for that. Igor already introduced me, so just briefly, if you would want to hear some of my opinions, you could have a look at website, at YouTube of Gosha. You can see some videos. It was on a program called Detector from 2008. My colleague Karel Rashin and me were both presented there. Or you can have a look at Internet TV, where there's an interview with me about free energies from June 2011. I think this is enough about myself. I consider my role in Czech ufology as a really small one. I'm already an older person, so I've been in this branch for a really long time, and that's why I can allow myself to start in the year 1971. But I was enchanted by the book from Eric von Däniken, Memories of Future Memories, which was published in Czech Republic. In 1974, there was a first book published about this topic from Ludvík Souček. And in this book we managed to get a bit further. And there is a big, long pause, but later I will tell you why. Then I was in a discussion club with the topic of extraterrestrial civilizations from 2004 till 2009. Study group FIGU, and then from 2009 in Czech exopolitics. This talk, sometimes in controversial details, might be getting resources from materials from websites of Czech exopolitics, for example, from the article of Simona Šmídová from this year, and the situation in Czech ufology from 2010, which is an article of Czech exopolitics. But further, I will not go too back in a history as Francesco did. He invited us into the 12th century. I want to invite it only to 44 years back. to the era which we called Prague Spring from 1968. I don't want to talk about politics, but at that time it was managed for at least a short time to abolish censorship. And thanks to that, it was just from spring till August, because then we were occupied. And in that time, Ludvík Souček managed to translate the book Memories of Future, and also Mr. Konopek translated Morning of Magicians. In 1971, you could see how the book from Eric von Däniken looked. The pictures are from my really well-used books, because in 1971 there wasn't the internet and mobile phones and anything like that. And the books and magazines were the main media which existed and for transport of information. After the occupation, we had the censorship again, but it was managed that this book was published here in Czech Republic at that time. So I'll always just show you a picture of a book, and for you there are like sort of keywords, and if you want, of course, you can due to today's modern technologies, find it on internet. In 1974, there was a book, Hints of Shadows. It's a Czech book, very important book, which was published in Czech Republic. Ludvík Souček was writing different books. He was a military dentist. He had 140 kilos. Nevertheless, his information were great. This book was 3 parts. But only the first 2 were published. This is the first book. He was writing it on a typewriter, not on a computer, of course, but when he finished the writing, then a messenger from a publishing house, Mladá Fronta, came to him. And it's interesting that the third book, handwritten, has never been found anymore. The final part, the third part, from there we know only a few chapters because the rest got lost. Hopefully one day someone will manage to find it and publish it. Let's hope. Let's jump into the year 1988. For those who don't know it, that was the end of the socialism regime. But still, the army and the government were still very strong. At those time, everyone had to go to military service for 2 years. And there was a normal police, SNB, and then the special police agency, STB, which was a secret service. In 1990, there was a revolution, and army stayed. There was a big changes, but army stayed as it was. The secret service and police was abolished. We had again founded new police, and again the censorship was abolished. Let's hope that it's forever now. But of course there are some exceptions to it. Now it's possible to publish books which were not allowed before. There is many activities and associations being founded. And therefore, the ufology is coming in its big strengths, and people are really interested in UFO. Here you can see some books showing different attitudes towards the mysteries. This book, Berkshire and Powell's Morning of Magicians, that's a book you should all read because it was translated in 1969, as I said before, but it was published in 1990. Because it was censored, so it wasn't published before. Later on, there was again Berkshire, Extraterrestrials in History. In 1990, there was a Czechoslovak Archaeoastronautic Association. It's got a strange name. They are organized, they've got branches and clubs and different projects, and they invite Erik von Daniken for his first talk in Czech Republic. I really was present at this talk. I was so lucky. It was a great success. And also it meant this association got more money than it was normally normal there. And maybe that was the reason why it disintegrated later on. Or is it just falling asleep? You'll see. In 1992, there's a new book again in Czech Republic. It's a book, and they are still flying. The UFO title is not the original. They put it there so that it's better for sale. And the author is talking about Billy Meyer, a Swiss contactee. We talked about him on Friday. This is the case, which is so great that it's probably not true. But let's go further. 1992, there was a project Shine, Záře. It was a part of the association still. And in 1994, it became independent. So you are trying to complete the information about UFO, document it, collect it, and somehow evaluate it statistically, etc. Here it's important to say what connection was there with the army, with the project Záře, Shine. The army then, it was still the Federal Army, Czech and Slovak, co-founded the UFO project, which is actually confirmed in the publication from 1993, which is called UFO above Czech and Slovak Republic. That's what it looks like, this book. It's interesting reading. There is written that the book It's written there that the army doesn't like when something is flying about the republic, which they are responsible for. Here they even say that it's a project of the association and our army. So they were cleaning up many flying mysteries that they don't know what UFO is, but that the army is really interested about it. In 1993, a book was published about Czech exopolitics. Wilton Millen Cooper, senator of USA, and a translation of his book, Extraterrestrials Behind the Government of USA, disclosure of Majestic 12 institution. He was a senator, but he ended up as mysterious circumstances. Maybe the information were released too early. So sometimes let's remember him and all the others who had to pay for their curiosity and for trying to convey this information. They had to pay with their life. And time was flying, and let's have a look at again into the book from UFO about Czech and Slovak Republic. Here you could see that the members of the Project Shine were meeting a few times with officers of the army. That the discussions were real and concrete and serious. And there was a hope that in collecting the information about UFO in Czechoslovakia, there will be a big step forward made. In 1995, there was a collection of UFO cases. That was information from Project Záře. It was called UFO, Return of God? Question mark. And there is a quotation. The authors were the same as those who in 1993 were talking about cooperation with the army, and suddenly they are saying the state institution should show some interest.
Zcela samozřejmě by mělo být propojený takového výzkumu s armádou. Zdá se mi, že autoři prostě za 2 roky úplně zapomněli.
The connection with army should be taken as a fact, and it seems to me that the authors forgotten what they were talking about 2 years ago. So here it's really strange. It's like suggesting a direction in which it will go further. It looks to me like covering up that time situation. In 1997, there was a book published, 12 Numbers from Universe. It's one of the most original solutions of the signal WOW. This is the signal. And here, this researcher, Ludvík Tuček, nobody wanted to publish this book at that time because then already the UFO and cosmic things, etc., the interest wasn't so great at that time, but he managed to publish this, but he had to pay for it. It cost him a lot of money, and it cost him also his career. Because he couldn't pay for it, he had to sell everything, and but he's still alive and he's still publishing more and more of his analysis, which is very original. I'm saying this mainly for the foreign guests here, because this work is very original and nobody really knows about it. other original source in Czech Republic from 1997. It was a very strange year. At one side, officially, official places are not talking about UFO, but on the other side, because there is no censorship anymore, there are many interesting thoughts in Czech Republic and interesting books. A book from Jiří Vojnár, UFO, Bible, and the End of the World, and then Tunnel into Universe from the same author. Jiří Vojnár is now editor in a magazine I'll talk about later. Next year has another new book, very original thoughts of Ivo Wiesner. It's small little paperback. Nation in something in Gods, I can't read it. And there is another book, first time in the Czech Republic, Vymanika Shastra, alias how the gods were flying. It was a translation from English. Originally, it's one of the oldest book in the world. It's a ancient Indian Vedas, Vymanika Shastra. There are very interesting thoughts in there too. In the same year, there is also established Project Alpha. Karel Rashin was talking about it, it's his baby. They're trying to investigate the UFO abductions. He was talking about it yesterday, so just for those who were not here yesterday.
Pro nezasvěcenou veřejnost bylo otázky skutečně na hranici přijatelnosti.
For the public, it's often not quite acceptable, on the verge of acceptability, but he was already investigating 40 cases of abduction. And in a moment we will get to their publishing. In 1999 there was a book published from Zacharin Sitchin for the first time in Czech Republic. It's this 12th planet, very famous, and then the Cosmic Code. You know that on Friday we were talking also about how could life in the universe be created, and we've seen the reports from Igor Chaun, and there was a homeless woman who was talking about the theory of cosmic pansperm, and she was talking clearly about the theory. The cosmic code from Zacharia Sitchin means exactly the same thing. This is the theory of cosmic pansperm. And again, I can just repeat what I was saying on Friday, that I'm very much looking forward to our genetics who are investigating human code, DNA, will get to the point where they'll find out that we've got some genes different from all other species on the Earth. You know that it was a great surprise in genetics where first they were saying that there is 100,000 genes in a human, and now they said 20,000. They were trying to compare, and suddenly we know that we've got very similar genome to mice, for example, and with chimpanzees, of course. But up to now, they haven't discovered those genes, which Zacharias Sitchin calls extraterrestrial genes, and which led to my bonmot, which you could hear on TV, on Czech TV 24, where I said, if you want to see E.T., just look in the mirror. Because I really believe that everybody, all of us, we had in our genomes the cosmic pansperm, cosmic code imprinted, and that one day we'll discover it. Yesterday, someone said here that some races got shortened life and that it's encoded in this cosmic code. Billy Meyer, which I've shown you a while ago, is saying that in the next 100 years, our scientists will find out which gene it is, which is shortening our life to 120, 140 lives. 40 years, and it will be, the life here will be prolonged here on the planet Earth. If you imagine how already today, how many people is already living on Earth and how aggressive people are, and the host stronger is right, as we said on Friday, that we are still barbarians in that sense. And now imagine that we will live longer. I can't imagine how it would look here if we wouldn't at the same time moved spiritually on high level. Project China still continues. It's very well organized. It looks like really good, well-organized organization. It's got its leaders, its orders, status, forms, stamps, archive. It's got very rational and neutral attitudes. It's got connections with a serious institution. It's a supposed publishing of more publications. In 2001, for the first time, there is a magazine published, WM. W means Vojnar and M is Matějka, so WM are initials of those two men. I was helping them to found a magazine, but later on it was independent. There are magazines, you can buy it in the shops. It was a christening in 2001, the first issue. And I managed to put together those two original people who never met before. It's Ivo Wiesner and this is Jirka Vojnar. In the first issue, which is very historical now, there is, for example, article about microwave ovens, radiation ovens, which was in many people caused that the people immediately threw it away from their household. This article could still be found somewhere, so if you got any doubts about microwave ovens, look at it. And let's go further. The time was flying further, and in 2002 there were first book from Karel Rašín, Close Encounters of False Kind, of Reality of Abduction into UFO in Bohemia. I want to remind that Karel managed to publish even follow-up, which is on DVD, and it's at your disposal here in the shop where they sell books and magazines. In 2003, there is another book, Extraterrestrials in Bohemia, in the edition The Biggest Mysteries of the World. And the archive of Záře sometimes release pictures like that, and different than from what Karel Rašín was showing yesterday. Just have a look. Those are the pictures which couldn't be explained in any other way than that it really is something unidentified. So Nemošice, Dobratice, Sány, Skryje, Dalešice.
pokračovalo dál, dokonce projekt Záře
it still continues. The project Záře was an association of interested people. Maybe it's now registered somewhere else and it's commonly accessible. In 2008, the project continued. Project of WM Magazine continued with its 100th issue. And it was really the 100th issue because this magazine got numbers from where it was started, one after the other, in succession. Here you can see what articles they were. Where is the free energy? Why isn't it still here? That's really connected with exopolitics and its agenda. Now the message is from Mayas and something about Hitler's secret science. But time was flying again, and in 2008, Erik von Däniken published a strange book which wasn't published in Czech Republic yet. It was published in Polish, and as you noticed yesterday, I can speak Polish, so I read it. And just imagine that in this book, the GP is written where the golden library is. There are some golden plates which are hidden in a cave. There's many of them. It's sort of a history of the earth and also of the future of the earth. And in this little book, he is basically making even with all those who said that he is a liar and he's making it up. So here he's exactly saying where exactly this golden library is. So if you want to have a look at there, it is possible. I must tell you that it's a jungle, but our directors, they were already in a jungle, as you will see in the film. So who's interested can go to the jungle and find out for himself. This is the year 2008. So some weak parts of the project Záře. It's too static. It's not moving anywhere. It's just registering things that are not. It's not making analysis. I've never was member of the project Shine Záře, so for me it seems that the evaluation was very superficial. I was thinking, is it possible that the real files were moving somewhere else into the army or some who knows where? In 2009, the situation changed. There was a shocking disclosure due to Simona Šmídová and Karl Rašín and Jirka Kult and other members of the project Záře. It was discovered that this most famous ufology group in Czech Republic was infiltrated with the members of secret services. It's a strong statement, but I'll try to prove that because the members who left Project Záře said that it was and still is straight from the beginning that it was that they were false, that it was deception, that they were trying basically to suppress the truth about UFO. For example, there is a course Bechyně. Bechyně is a little smaller town in the south of Bohemia, where I live by coincidence. And there is also a military airport. It's still an airport, even it's not used for now. And in 1988 in Bechyně, now we are jumping back a little bit in history. What happened was that there was some celebration at the airport, and some high military official, General D, who really does exist, I met him personally. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember anything. But maybe his attitude will change one day. But when, during the celebration, this general got drunk and he was telling what happened to him a few days ago. Perhaps he wanted to be interesting. Apparently, army helicopter came for him and spirited him into the general headquarters. Him and some other people from other air bases. We don't have a concrete data because general doesn't remember now, but maybe one day we'll learn more. And they showed them documents about the documents of following UFO. It was all in Russian, of course. Then they knew that there is few races of ETs who are visiting Earth, and showed them films and photographs and many other materials about UFO. Now go back into the year of 2006. The ex-military officer came with this confession to Project Záře, and leader of the Project Záře, the mysterious X-Man, didn't inform members of the project at all. So by mistake, probably this letter was handed over to a group of people from Project Záře, and Simona Šmídová was a part of it. And also not only this letter, but also analysis of this letter was handed over to a few people, probably by mistake. And I think this is a clear evidence that the information were manipulated in this project. This is the letter. You can't even probably read it, but as I said before, it is possible to buy the essay in the back. Now you can see the original testimonial letter, and here is the analysis of this letter.
And as we have already mentioned, somebody was able to see the information analysis, that you could see the list of Mr. Cibulka's list, which contained information of all STB, which is secret police agents. And the leader of the Project Záře, who we call X, seemed to be registered in this list as a member who was actually responsible for the main report. And this is the photocopy of the file of Czech secret police of the mysterious Mr. X from the archive of Simona Šmídová. Of course, there were some cover-up maneuvers, because, of course, this actually happened in reality. And as we spoke about cause Bechyně, about the UFO phenomenon, the leader of the Project Záře said that he created it for fun. Of course, for fun, he also added the news report analysis, and that was a classical report of the newspaper agents. This is the seat of Czech secret police, where Mr. X works until today. This is located on a Paví vrch. When you stand in Prague and you look over Smíchov, you can see this building. So, the project Záře, Shine, has divided into several parts. 3 members, one member left, and 3 members finding Czech exopolitics. The project Alpha is being taken away with Karel Rašín, and we try to not to be biased and try to provide information to public, and we confront our findings with foreigner media and findings from foreigner media. And as a proof of that is this Congress with the foreigner guests. So slowly we are coming to the end. What is exopolitics? We already mentioned several times. Still, the analyses are very obvious. We spoke about them yesterday. The leading elites are still worried about the truth being uncovered about extraterrestrial civilizations because they could lose their positions. This is the most probable reason. Of course, they still hide behind national security. And when we heard yesterday's presentations about national securities, then based on that we can make our own opinion about national security. But what is actually national security for the Czech Republic when we actually take into consideration only 10 million inhabitants? As exopolitics, we try to influence the whole society and prepare the society for the truth. The truth will eventually win. And that we actually will find out that extraterrestrials do exist and they are being observed already, and we do know about them. Of course, that will mean the change of structures, military, social, and political structures. It is interesting that we could actually go back to Erich von Däniken. As you can see for yourself from the presentation, it's a person who very deeply left marks in my memory. And here you can see the book, The Return of the Gods, 2012. It's also the name of the campaign, which he starts tomorrow in Prague. His campaign starts tomorrow. It will be also called The Return of Gods 2012, and it actually is a follow-up of our Congress. So in 2010, exopolitics already exists, and as per the aims of the exopolitics, it tries to force the state and the government. And we created a movement which is creating letters in order to make documentation of UFOs public. We asked these files to be released for the public. We didn't hope that from the other side there will be some kind of welcoming and that they will be open to our request. We just wanted to find out the reaction of the people who were sent the letters and wanted to see how they would react. Now let's look at the results of this experiment. 6 out of 7 of targeted exopolitics answered, but the military members said that the army of Czech Republic doesn't care and is not involved and is not interested in the existence of UFO, and that there are no records of UFO in the Czech Republic. So let's move forward. The leader, Army General Mr. Vlastimil Picek, we have a letter here from the 1st of July 2010, says the Army of the Czech Republic doesn't have any documents of this kind in the evidence. The problematics of the following of UFO is not the matter of particular investigations of Army of the Czech Republic. For more information to UFO phenomenon, we recommend you to visit the Project Záře, which is the Project Shine. At that time, the Minister of Defense of Czech Republic, Mr. Barták, doesn't have any information. Minister, in the letter of 8th of February 2010, was mentioned that we do not have any information about UFOs. There is a mistake here, sorry about that. Ministry of Defense of the Czech Republic, Luboš Dobrovský, says nothing like that exists. You could hear exactly the same in Mr. Grigar's report, saying that our Congress here will be about nothing. He doesn't have any clue about military files, about UFO documents. He added that if some kind of a pilot was saying something similar, then the science would explain to him that UFO doesn't exist. And probably he would be sent to psychiatrist for treatment. We came into contact with this when we arranged a meeting for the club of pilots in Bechyně, and also the mentioned General D was present there, and we actually found out that these pilots are actually over 70 years old. They don't fly professionally any longer. They just meet and talk about this topic. They say, when we knew that if we announce something from this, that this will get to a military secret police, and that will be very, very difficult to explain that. And the result of that will be that we will be sent for investigation, and from the communication, we will continue with the research, and I would like to add to the presentation of Michael Sala that we have Project Odhalení, which is Project Discovery. As the pilots and ex-members of the parties are getting older, it's getting more difficult to live with the lie. And when they get to the age of over 70 and over 80, suddenly they would somehow like to share it with somebody. And that we heard yesterday. Son of Lieutenant Corso, for example, would like to do so, but many of them still live and they don't remember that any longer, as we could see in the example of General D. But it's very vital, small man who is very welcoming, and I would not have a suspicion that he suffers from the loss of memory. Magister Zsikesh, part of the military Central Archive of Prague. There was a letter from 2010. Huge research was done in the documentation files in Ministry of Defense, and any separate files in the documentations were not found. Do you not find it, and do you not see it as Acta X? I do. I find it something like Acta X. I am a fan of Acta X. Our TV, Prima Cool, still broadcasts Acta X. You can still follow this series. Let's move on. We also addressed the administration of the President of the Czech Republic, and as you know, President is the main representative of army of the Czech Republic. And we only were able to reach Mr. Jakl, who was in charge of this letter, and however, he cannot make any decisions because it's the president who is meant to make decisions on this matter. But it wouldn't be bad if a topic of UFO became a part of the presidential campaign. The only person who didn't make any stand was the person whose agendas it actually is, and it is General Jiří Werner. And we are now in the year 2012. You can see the excursion of 44 years didn't take that long. 5 out of 7 questioned representatives say that they know nothing about UFO, but here we have evidence that actually they do know. We will come back to this. We know that military representatives actually do have an interest in UFO files, and it seems that they are lying to us. Why don't they say the truth? I will come back to the book of Simona Šmídová, UFO above Czech and Slovak Republic. At the second meeting, we agreed that Lieutenant Kolbeck will, at each airport, try to create a group of a group of members of people who will pass on information about UFO. And that was in Bechyně. And the military members will be able to individually observe each cases of observing of UFO. This is a citation of the book from 1993. And have a look where we got from during these 19 years. Nobody knows about anything, nothing exists, and it's all gone. You know, in connection with this, I would like to remind you, because we have lots of media representatives here, and I mentioned also that Czech TV made a report with us, short report, and also TV Nova was interested about this Congress, but TV Nova was only interested interested in the fact that a Swedish king would actually be attending this Congress. But I cannot see the Swedish king here, so I guess he's not coming. So, this is 10 points according to General Chomsky, how to manipulate general public. I would like to mention only a few things here. I would like to read this. The bombardment of the public, of the small things, in order to be still ignorant. We don't want people to understand technologies. We want them to be slaves to technologies. And education should still continue to be horrible and miserable. And the people will be manipulated as sheeps. Maybe you remember the advertisement of Vodafone as I was coming. It was a group of sheep who were actually making the noise, and they were trying to pretend what a good firm this was. And from that time, strange bon mot happened. I would like to remind this bon mot. It will be difficult for interpreters to translate. However, when we vote, they call us civilians, and when we do vote or after the votes, they call us sheeps. So I think you can find Chomsky on our website. So we know that our public is still being influenced in a similar mode about UFO existence. And sometimes the public is being shown a case, but then there is also given very simple explanation. There were balloons of happiness of Thailand or something similar like this. And I am very much convinced with my colleagues from Exopolitics that a secret army of the Czech Republic keeps the matters of a UFO existence very strongly in their hands, and everything is kept in secrecy. Here again, 10 points. Only care about very simple and banal cases, and basically, when a report such as this appears, it is necessary to laugh at it. I will not quote everything. It is not necessary. Of course, it is necessary to manipulate information and influence media. What do you think? Are these the main targets, main tasks of ufology in the Czech Republic? Sometimes it seems so, but we are convinced it is not like that. We will continue working on that. The situation will get better and better. So I will come back to the beginning, how to make a step forward. Do you think that after 19 years, that the huge step forward was actually made? Where do we have the promised detailed information about UFO in the Czech Republic? Who caused this? Was it army? Was it Project Shine? Was it secret services? Or was it somebody else? Please, let's ask this question. Because from what I introduced here today, must be clear that the situation today, after 19 years, is much worse than it was in 1993. The ufological scene in the Czech Republic in 2012 is somehow spread, and we have individual scientists, some scientific groups who are interested in contactees, in UFO appearances. I would like to name only a few, the most important ones. Czech Archive Association ended in 1993, again refounded in 2009 in Prague. The Club of Psychotronics of UFO in Plzeň, and Project Shine in Prague in 1992. And it was part of the Czech UFO Association. 1995 is a club of discussion topic about extraterrestrials. 2002 UFO Club Záblesk. 2004 Czech study group in FIGU, which is involved in contacts experiences of Mayer, and 2009 UFO Club Zlín, and 2009 the Czech Exopolitics in Prague. I would like to say that the cooperation is minimal. It is actually being followed by members leaving the clubs and finding their own new clubs. And of course, I'm talking here based on my experiences and on the individual experiences of individual members. I would like to remind a motto here that Britain always had a motto: divide and govern. UFO continues to be above Europe still until today. It can be observed above Europe. We are somewhere here, and you know that there are many more observations. Project Záře has several thousands of those, and when you count it, there are only several dots. It's strange, but it's like that. Mostly they are in France and in Great Britain. And why do you think there is a fight over the UFO information? Probably because in other world countries, due to the national security, try to overpower other countries, and this is evidence of us being barbarians. And this Congress should help us to move forward in this evolution. From extraterrestrial civilization, sharing of information about all extraterrestrial civilization is still ahead of us. Here you have 10 points, aims of Czech exopolitics. You can read all that on our website. You can compare this to the previous 10 points that I showed you. The topics that I used for this conference were from the mentioned articles, Výkukové české ufologie, from Simona Šmídová's books, from the reports of the group of Czech exopolitics, and from temporary ufological situation in the Czech Republic, and unbelievable discovery of Rasheen in 2008. Somehow this will look like this when UFO comes to see us. But as you could hear yesterday in Mr. Sala's presentation, UFO already visited us in 1952. over the White House. So now it should be appropriate to ask whether the aims of my presentations were fulfilled. You know that observation of UFOs above the Czech Republic, there are many. I showed several snapshots, and Karel showed us several snapshots, including the abduction, UFO abduction. I would like to add one more positive thing. There is one contactee called Dan Burish, and he says the gray ones who actually do these abductions are our children. They are our children, but they are the children from the faraway future. This is very strange opinion, but we can hardly deny it. Somehow they are already without emotions, and they think we do all this just so that we can help ourselves. Let's go to the end. Unfortunately, the general public knows very little about this. The researchers and scientists make a joke out of the whole thing, and the latest news is when they ask Mr. Grigor what is his opinion, and his answer was that the Congress has nothing to say. So the information about UFO, about contacts in the Czech Republic do exist. Certain part actually belongs to the researchers. Army actually had the information and still has the information. Secret services also have the information. And I would like to wish all the mothers who actually are mothers, I would like to wish them all the best, because it's a Mother Days today, and I would like to thank you for your attention.